is time for your Aries Fight Series Women's Featherweight Amateur Title. This bout is brought to you by our friends at Frankie's Body Shop. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, weighing in at 140.2 pounds, with a record of 5 wins and 4 losses. Representing Loughran's Boxing out of London, Kentucky, the blue-eyed devil herself, Samantha Buttery!
The blue-eyed devil, Tim, that's medicine.
Yeah, it is.
And in the red corner, weighing in at 138.4 pounds, with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Representing Rowan Wrestling Academy out of China Grove, North Carolina, she is the Big Cat, Kate Sandmeyer.
Nice
Your
reaction for
referee
Kate
with the action
Sandmeyer here.
begins, Josh
As,
Amado.
she's a little bit further from home, about 5 hours away from home. Pretty nice crowd continues to see here. All in black, it's Kate Sandmeyer. It's black and blue for Buttery. Josh Amato, our referees. We get ready for 5 rounds for the title.
I look over to my right and I see the same corner that was in Preston Scott's corner
sure thing.
for Buttery, so I'm excited to see her striking.
Nice inside leg kick. And if you remember her husband for earlier, loved the leg kicks.
He
and
did.
Everything he fought was very tight, very technical, and very patient. And so far, you're seeing the same thing. Finds the opening, blitzes with the punches, tries to get back at range.
Nice flurry early from Buttery.
And keeping her hips away from her to avoid the takedown. Whenever you got a fighter from Rowan Wrestling Academy, you know, it's implied that they're going to be looking to take you down. They're tough, they're rugged, and with AJ Sisko there, this is where they thrive. So you got to know that this is part of the game plan, and you got to be able to defend it. Nice
Shot
sprawl
attempt
here.
here now. Very nice sprawl from Samantha Buttery. Well defended.
She's
Okay,
grabbing
little
the
cage
cage.
now. That was a little egregious, guys. And again,
No, that was she was pushing off it with her forearm. I'll give her that one. First one, you know, maybe. But she's
I'm gonna
not
have to
desperate
sit in the
stuff
middle
this
now.
game
now
down.
here comes
Yeah.
some punches there from the top.
You got to worry because when you go to punch, you create that space,
Yeah.
and
Ooh,
now all of
yeah.
a sudden Sandmeyer is able
wow.
to get that
Sandmeyer
takedown.
now
But she's too high. She's going to fall off the side here.
Nice dump.
Transitions to an armbar. Sandmeyer's going to have to stack her. Sorry, Buttery's going to have to stack her. And there she does it.
Yeah. For some ground and pound.
Pulls her
Samantha
arm
Buttery
out.
now.
Oh,
Looks for a
maybe,
mount, but now she's too high. So it's a game of inches. You know, you got to go for position before submission, and the slightest maneuver allows your opponent to gain that momentum and flip. But a beautiful job here by Buttery to retain that top position and end up on top.
Nice
halfway through this first round.
Ooh.
Nice right hand over the top from Buttery. Drives the cage again, but
Up kicks from the Big Cat.
Sandmeyer not super interested in trying to get back up. She's just kind of hanging out, inviting Buttery to get back on top. But you see those long legs of Sandmeyer.
That was nice by
It's hard to pass guard and clear anything because she can constantly get one knee back in. Now she's looking for single leg takedown of her own.
Relentless on those takedown attempts is Sandmeyer.
Heavy hammer fist coming.
And Buttery's been fairly good with the sprawl so far, avoiding the majority of these takedowns. It's when she's up against the cage like this that Sandmeyer's able to kind of flatten her out a little bit.
Down to the final 30 seconds of this opening round, and it's been back and forth.
A grueling first round, and we got 4 more coming up, so definitely going to be a war of attrition.
As you see, the total ground control time through round 1, Buttery with about a minute more than Sandmeyer thus far.
Yeah, well, you can see Sandmeyer jumping up. So 10 seconds, now it's 20 seconds, and by the end of the round, it's probably going to be closer to 45. So, you know, ground control time was pretty similar. This is a very tough round to score. I would hate to be a judge in this specific instance because they both had a lot of moments. But you always want to be the fighter ending the round on top, and I think that's pretty critical here. So I would side with her to get the first round.
Yeah.
Possibly 5 here, guys. So this could be interesting if we go all the rounds. If all remain this close.
Will be interesting if it's is going to strictly remain a grappling contest, and you have both girls having these exchanges on the ground, or if at some point, fatigue starts to settle in, the takedowns don't become available, they're going to have to stand and exchange on the feet. So who does that favor? We haven't seen yet, because throughout the first round, it's just been grapple, grapple, grapple. Both girls, a lot of good skills here, and they've been kind of mirror imaging each other. That's why they've both been having success, but unfortunately, only one fighter can win, and it seemed like the first round, ever so slightly, Big Cat Kate Sandmeyer, but 4 more ready to go, Tim.
Yeah, we'll see how the adjustments go as we get deeper and deeper into this bout.
This super bantamweight bout, indeed.
No doubt, no doubt. Get ready for round number 2 here between the Big Cat, Kate Sandmeyer, the Blue-Eyed Devil, Samantha Buttery. Good nicknames here for these ladies.
Yeah, we haven't had a whole lot of fights where both fighters had a nickname,
No.
and now you got a couple good ones here. When you look at Kate Sandmeyer, just like her husband, I mean, cardio seems to be checked out pretty good. She seems confident, she seems calm and relaxed, and again, because there's 4 more rounds coming up, that's going to be important, because there's a lot more energy to be exerted here.
It seems as if Buttery has a little bit more sting on those punches.
She does, and that's why you see her go straight to the takedowns after.
Well, Sandmeyer is the one that's been initiating the clinch and the takedowns. Yes, Buttery was able to get on top a few times, but it's been mostly one fighter attempting to get this fight to the ground. If Buttery can start stuffing these takedowns, creating space, getting off, she does figure to have a striking advantage, but you won't be able to use it as long as your opponents get chest to chest like you, with you, like this over and over again. So this is an excellent game plan by Kate Sandmeyer, who's just basically neutralizing her, taking the steam out of her sails, and demoralizing her.
Yeah, winning the positional battle here, working nice knees. Now knees back from Buttery.
Yes.
And Buttery
Nice
needs to dig
underhook.
the underhook. Yes,
Yeah.
because she can reverse these positions. She's very physically strong, but a nice shots being landed. I mean, again,
Another
the judges
cage
have
grab,
to take
man.
notice
That
of
was a slight cage grab there, right there, and it really ended up with her on top.
She's got the hooks.
Yeah, she looks like she doesn't have the hook on the far side. And she might, again, be running a little bit top. She might look to transition to the armbar, but again, this is a risky position because if you don't get that armbar, more often than not, you're going to end up on the back. So what I give kudos to both of these ladies, it's a title fight, and they're both fighting to finish it. They don't want a decision victory. They don't want the judges to get them the victory. They want to go out and earn it themselves, be a finish. So they've both been going for rear naked chokes and arm bars and stuff that maybe wasn't quite there because they're trying to finish. You can appreciate that. Second hook is in, but again, she's too high. So Sandmeyer is likely going to pop out the back here. But the round's almost done, to my knowledge, so definitely a good way to end it if you're Buttery. She's still on the armbar, but I don't think it's a real threat at this point. I can't see the elbow.
She is holding it tight, though.
And Buttery is very physically strong, so if she grabs a bite on this thing, it could be serious. But again, you can see that relaxed and the patience from Sandmeyer. It's as if she just knows, I just got to wait a little bit longer, and eventually she'll be able to free up her elbow from this position. Don't have a clock currently.
Yeah,
so
I don't know how much longer she has to wait. I don't. Also,
if you're Buttery, just keep hanging out here. You'll win the round based on the submission attempt, even if it's not quite there, just because nothing else is really happening.
It looks like Sandmeyer trying to slip
go.
back here.
That's the way to do it. Get some ground back on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah.
Even if she's
Doing
holding
some
on to
damage,
an arm.
though.
Yes, land that damage.
Yes.
And to this point of the round, Buttery was the one landing the damage.
now
Sandmeyer
it's the other
turning
way.
the tides on her and looking to steal this round.
Short time, and it's going to be Sandmeyer ending on
and
top.
she is connecting. With some
Big
of these.
right hands.
Going high, going low, getting underneath the elbow. Yeah. Nice way to finish the round.
Yeah,
Wow.
man, 2 very tight rounds as Sandmeyer came on strong at the end.
Yeah, I gave her that round because of her coming on strong. Buttery did a lot of good work. She stuffed the majority of the takedowns. She landed some good hooks. She landed a nice knee to the body. She got on top. She fished for the armbar. But ultimately, it's how these rounds end. And it ends with Sandmeyer completing the takedown, getting on top, and landing a bunch of ground and pound. Again, you can't speak highly enough about the heart and the grind and the grit from these Rowan Wrestling Academy fighters. And Big Cat is another one that's just showing you exactly that. Still 3 rounds left. It's a championship fight. So much more can happen. So much more can change. So far through the first 2 rounds, she's doing exactly what she needs to do to fight an effective game plan and a winning game plan against Samantha Buttery.
Yeah, more Buttery needs to change that game plan, and she needs to stay on her feet. She's the more crisp striker. Obviously, she's sprawled some, but she needs to stay off her back, stay off the mat. I'd love to see her try to keep this one standing longer.
that would be her path for sure. I mean, let's say she is down 2 rounds. She knows what she needs to do. Keep this fight standing and turn the tide in your favor. But so far through the first 2 rounds, it's just been easier said than done. Sandmeyer is just a dog on a bone when she gets a hold of that leg. And you can see bruising on both of her eyes. She's not bumped.
Some good ground and pound.
Oh, yeah, they're fighting.
Oh,
beautiful
nice
jab.
stiff one.
Oh,
the headbutt accidentally.
She got hurt by something.
Was it a headbutt?
It seemed like the back of her head hit. It was inadvertent.
Well, it could have been because she shot, and it looked like Buttery anticipated that level change and also changed levels with her. So she may have ran head first into her. It was a bit of a weird reaction in how she fell down.
Yeah.
And this is the moment that Buttery needs, right? It's let's steal this fight back. Let's start to demoralize her and get the momentum on our side. And getting on top, landing those big shots, potentially fishing to get a second hook in, this is all good stuff for her. We saw her do a lot of this in the second round, and Sandmeyer still did what she needed to do and come around. But the longer these fights go, it gets way harder to hit those sweeps.
For sure.
Way harder to get on top.
But with what you just said, what do you think about her? Would you, obviously not in this position, but at first I thought she would want to stand it right back up.
I get the impression that Sandmeyer has been fighting at a very high pace, and she's starting to fatigue a little bit. Both girls have had a lot of good moments, but ultimately Buttery's very physically strong. And again, you can't say, oh, her husband and her fight exactly the same, but you know that they take their strength and conditioning and their cardio very seriously. Her husband won because he was in better shape. She's down 2 rounds, and the momentum is seriously changing in her favor, again, because of that shape.
And now, here we go.
This is why I love 5-round fights. In a 3-round fight, it might not matter. But now it's all still on the table.
It's still up for grabs here.
Yeah, beautiful right hand, short little ground and pound shots. Nothing super damaging, but enough to let the judges know you are clearly in control.
Yeah.
Sandmeyer trying to work her way up here.
Trying to hand fight as well.
Samantha very heavy on top. And just making her work.
Yeah, she's strong on top.
In the first 2 rounds, it was reverse of fortunes. Oh, she's gonna, wow, I can't believe, okay. Get on top. No, she's gonna get swept.
Samantha Buttery here having her best round here for sure.
I would think so. She's, I mean, yeah, you don't want to end up with your opponent on top of you, but she's done all the damage, she's done all the work, she stuffed the takedown, she got back control, and even now, I mean, she's getting pulled to the ground, but there's no damage coming from this. It's just your opponent's clinging on to you. Who's landed the big shots to this point? It has been Buttery, so.
What is happening?
Not exactly.
Her bra strap, it was a wardrobe malfunction.
Ooh.
These girls are going hard, they're scrambling. They're certainly putting their wardrobe to the test.
And based on the earlier card, this is not 21 and up.
No.
There hasn't not been one single round in this fight that's been one-way traffic. It's both of the ladies getting their moments. Buttery has just been dominating the round, and now it got flipped. The second round is the exact same thing. Buttery started really good. Sandmeyer finished as well. So again, that's what happens when you have 9 fights. Or Buttery's got 9 fights. She's got a lot of experience, but Kat Sandmeyer, she just keeps coming.
He's always in the round on top and throwing punches, and that's why I look for Buttery to keep it standing, even when it feels like she has a good position. It always ends up with you on your back.
So was that too little too late for Sandmeyer there? Did Buttery have enough control through the majority of the first half of the round to clock that round, do you think?
Very close round, but personally, I did score for Buttery. Whether it was a head clash or not, the early moment of being able to have her go down, get on top, land some good ground and pound, fish for the rear naked choke, like try to get your hooks in, and maybe spend about 2 minutes of top control in that round. And then, you get reversed and you spend the last 45 seconds, but is that really going to undo all that good work that Buttery had done in the early portion? So she's got to beware. You can't just have a good start to the round. Your opponent is never going to quit, is never going to relent. So you got to be patient with it. But I would think ever so slightly you edge it towards her. And that's huge because she would otherwise need a finish. Still in this case, she's going to have to win rounds 4 and 5, but at least it's possible. And as you mentioned, her keeping the fight standing and maybe getting that knockout, that seems like the way to go at this point.
I got it 2-1. Sandmeyer right now.
I should note, both these ladies have experience going 5 rounds. Both these ladies have gone the full 5 rounds before.
All super bantamweights do.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, you can say that they both got a lot of durability. They've taken some big shots. Both of them are in great shape, considering the amount of effort and just sheer energy that's been exerted.
Yeah, this round's starting just like the others. Buttery throwing the combos and the pressure coming from Sandmeyer.
Yeah, and again for Buttery, I think she's just got to go digging for the underhooks.
Yeah.
If you can create any type of space, it's just you got to get off the cage.
Yeah.
In a pro fight, you could be smashing him with his short little elbows to the head, and at least it's visually appealing for the judges. But in an amateur fight, you have to punch, and cocking up gives your opponent a lot of space to now get down on the hips and try to get you down.
Well, in wrestling showing, she works that single leg, she goes to doubles, she goes back to she switches
She's
legs.
chain wrestling, yeah. She's doing an excellent job of just keeping her guessing and keeping her off balance. And even though Buttery's defending everything and doing an excellent job, visually to the judges, you're the one with your back up against the cage getting control.
Round 4, we're in the championship rounds, guys. One more to go after this, and this one is still up for grabs. As Samantha Buttery gets about to get the bag, maybe.
It looked like Buttery didn't, I wouldn't say hurt, but definitely landed a couple decent shots that certainly got the attention of Sandmeyer, who once again just kind of falls and collapses to the canvas and allows Buttery to get on top. We saw this in the second. We saw this in the third. Both instances, Buttery went for a back take, got too high, and got swept. So we'll see if she makes the adjustments and just decides to hip ride here and be safe instead.
This is also where I get crazy, and I'm just like, stand up, Buttery. Make her stand with you.
Halfway
Not a bad idea, because she's going right to the back take, which is fine, but you've been reversed in the second and third round.
Sandmeyer throwing some punches here behind her back, but Buttery remaining in control. But now Sandmeyer tries to scramble.
See, here we go.
If you knew you had a big striking advantage, you would think you want to use it. But that being said, she knows if she tries to stand, it gives Sandmeyer now the chance to just shoot the takedown on her. So you got to shoot on Sandmeyer before she can shoot on you. That's kind of where she's at right now. Looking for a crucifix on the far side.
So it's also a unique one just with her first. Sandmeyer having the better wrestling, but Buttery just being way stronger, way more physical.
And I think if you were to look at the fight metrics, the numbers of who's landing more, Buttery seems to be, see when she's in these positions, she's landing short little shots. When Sandmeyer's in these positions, she's hands clasped, riding you, dominating you, so to speak, but the damage isn't quite there. So I feel like Buttery is doing a little bit better job in that regard. And if we're right, and she did edge out the third round, she picks up this fourth round, this thing's 2-2 going into the fifth round of a title fight. It's all
seconds
on the table.
Very short time, and every round we've ended with someone like working towards a finish.
But this was Buttery's best finish to a round. And if that's where the fight is now trending, then this is a fifth round that should be in her favor. But you just never know. Both teams are from great camps. They both show a lot of resolve. This is worthy of a championship fight.
Yeah. You said it, Cody. I have it 2-2 going into round 5. You hear some of the crowd yelling out 2-2.
I just heard that, yeah. Someone's yelling 2-2. And he's not lying to her to motivate her. I believe that this thing is, coming down to the fifth and final round for a championship fight. And I think that's what it's all about. It shows the competitiveness. Both fighters have had their moments. And it's who's going to go out there in this fifth and perform and execute.
What a better way to end the amateur part of the card.
Yeah.
Going into the final fifth round for a championship belt.
And it's up for grabs, man. Whoever wants it most right here, go ahead and get it. No one, I don't think, can rest on their laurels going into this fifth round.
And every time, Tim, I think more people can't fit into this place, I turn around and I see
There's
way
more
people.
There's
like,
more.
whoa, where'd you come from?
Yeah, packed out here at the Joe. Still 5 more fights to go when we come back from our break after this fight, including a big main event. Arthur Cisse taking on Alex Riggs, plus Lee Radford taking on Adam Sylvie. Here we go, fifth and final round for the strap, gentlemen.
Here we go, 2-2 in my eyes, and I think a lot of others.
Yeah, it's 2-2 in my eyes. It could be 3-1 Sandmeyer, I suppose, but I think it's 2-2. And if you look at the first 2 rounds, they're Sandmeyer's, and then the last 2 rounds are Buttery. So it's all about who can clasp down in this fifth final round. And a beautiful right hand there by Buttery, followed by a nice little outside leg kick.
Front kick.
Sandmeyer's game.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She is something that a coach can't teach, which is just sheer desire to compete.
Yeah.
Look at these. She hasn't been striking all fight. Now it's the fifth round. She's just letting it fly.
Let's go.
Love it. Takes the level change.
You're putting the foot on the gas a little bit right now here.
Yeah, they both look in good shape for a 5-round fight. I mean, we've known Buttery's had solid cardio all fight, but it seems like Sandmeyer has either caught a second win or she's going YOLO.
Yeah. I definitely get the YOLO vibes from her. It's in her face.
Very intense face,
yeah.
She's throwing.
She's just
head kick.
Focused.
Her corner told her to come out and win this round.
Final 2 minutes of this 5-round
bout.
Oh, the hit kick.
Nice. Nice.
Throwing down, guys.
Buttery's landed some nice shots too. They are absolutely throwing down. 4 rounds of pure grappling.
And
a
now they
fifth
throw down to the
round
5th.
banger. Oh my God.
A little smile from Kate.
Oh.
With a head, followed by a head kick.
Buttery got that hand up, but again, those are still damaging blows.
And there's the takedown from Sandmeyer.
Huge. This could be a huge turning point in this round. There's only a minute 30 left.
Yeah,
That's the problem with these short amateur rounds is that there's not a whole lot of room for error. One error ends you up on your back, and that could be the difference maker.
Buttery punching to the body there as Sandmeyer drives forward now.
She's going to look for a triangle, potentially, just because Sandmeyer's got one arm in still, but she can't even be looking for submissions. She's got to create space, push off the hips, and get up, and get back to landing shots with a minute left, because this is not where you want to be in the last minute of a championship fight.
Armbar attempt.
Armbar.
Oh, she got
1
the
minute.
legs right.
No, Sandmeyer's just so game. I mean, I know we said that about Medina earlier, but the last minute of a championship fight, how bad do you want that belt? It's going to take a heroic effort to get that arm.
And if she's able to come out the back, though, she could end the round on top.
But how do the judges score this?
Yeah,
Are they
that's
scoring
what I
it as a submission attempt? It's passed now. Great move by Sandmeyer. Just
Sandmeyer starting to do some ground and pound.
looking
40
for a
seconds.
triangle. And back to the armbar, and she's out of it
Yeah,
again.
this could definitely be a game of optics. Who's going to get those last 20
Yeah,
seconds?
man, this has been a
Like,
close round, too, guys.
Sandmeyer is the one that's actually looks buttery because she's slipping out of everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, excellent fight. Very interested in seeing how the judges got this one. But if you are Sandmeyer, you win the first 2, you lose 3, you lose 4. To come out and have this kind of 5th round, to win striking exchanges, to take her down, to avoid the submission attempt.
It's the best takeaway.
Yeah, no, and when she gets that title wrapped around her waist, it'll be well-deserved.
Yes. Down to the final 10 seconds. Great 5 rounds, ladies. This was incredible.
Well said, Cody.
All right, we're 5 rounds down, man. Let's see what these judges think. Man, both these ladies. Oh, we got a little after some extracurricular. Both ladies think they've won.
One more round.
Yeah, one more round.
Yeah.
Again, we'll be going to our break after this fight. Probably take about a 20-minute break. Bring it back at about 9:05 for the last of this card, the last 5 bouts of this card. Man, judges are going to have their hands full here. Somebody's going to be pissed no matter what, guys. I'm going to send one of these ladies is going to be upset with this decision, but it's super close.
Yeah, shout out to Aries matchmaker, whoever that is.
Yeah, he's up and down. It's
No,
a
that
roller
was-
coaster.
Yeah, that was solid. When you have a championship fight, you want 2 championship quality fighters. One's going to have to be your champion, and one was a title challenger. And in this case, you got 2 girls that have the absolute will and resolve. Unfortunately, it's a sport where only one hand gets raised, so we're about to see whose hand it is.
I always love when both camps think they won.
I want to remind you, this is your last chance to get your bets in at BetMGM. Aries Fight Series on Spectator Sports brought to you by BetMGM. New users get up to a $1,500 back in bonus funds if their first bet loses. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And now, let's go to Dylan McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has gone to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the bout 48-47.
3-2.
For your winner and new Aries Fight Series Women's Mixed Martial Arts Champion, out of the blue.
Oh, wow. We got it wrong over here in this booth. It was super close. 3-2, no matter which way you shake
You
it.
cannot say robbery because it was very close.
It was
Every
as
round
close
was
as it could
close. Both girls had their moments, and the judges are on 3 different vantage points. One's watching from the left side of the ring, one's watching from the right side of the ring. You're not always going to see the same thing.